The power of intentionality in relationships, in life, and the pursuit of life's purpose. You can't be successful by accident. This is number 5 on the list of 10 ideas to help a million people to transform their lives radically in their 30s. And the big idea here is that you cannot transform your life radically in your 30s, in your 20s, or whatever year without being intentional. I take this particular philosophy very personally because when I look back to all the times that things didn't work out for me and I had to find a way to come back, it was because I purposely chose to find a way out of it. It's very difficult. And I put here, you can't be successful by accident. It's very difficult. Now, I don't mean here that you cannot be lucky. Luck is a huge component to success. Many people don't want to admit it, but the majority of people that we consider successful in the world today were at the right place at the right time, born in the right conditions, with the right complexion, with the right, just a lot of right things, right? They were lucky. But even those people who were lucky, a bulk of them had to do things very intentionally. They had to lean into their parents' wealth intentionally. They had to develop some skills intentionally. There was still intentionality that led into that space. Now, whether this intentionality was inborn or from their parents, putting them in the right environment at the right time, putting them with the right people, the right networks, etc., there was a component of their journey that required them to choose to follow a specific path. Now, let's take it to relationships. You can't find the love of your life by accident, right? Even if you stumble upon this person, there is a portion of that journey that requires you to be intentional with the words that you use, the time that you spend, the way you communicate to this person, how you interact with this person. Now, are there other areas where you could successfully do this multiple times and fail? Like you could find a way to get to accomplish this goal without necessarily being intentional, having a plan? Yes, there are obvious exceptions, but we don't want to get things by accident. You're not watching this video because you accidentally stumbled on it. I mean, you probably did, but you're watching up to this point because you want to find out something, right? You want to understand what I'm trying to say. So you're choosing to spend time here, intentionally or not. So intentionality doesn't necessarily mean that there's a conscious aspect to it. You can be intentionally wasting your life. It doesn't mean that you don't know that you're wasting your life. You're just choosing to do activities that are wasting life. And you might find out like, oh man, I should have done this differently. I should have done that differently. But that's a different rabbit hole. That's a different rabbit hole. What I'm talking about here, I'm talking too fast. When I get very excited, I talk really fast. So I'm going to slow down. I'm going to maintain the excitement, but I will slow down. I really believe that anybody can transform their life if they choose to transform their life, no matter their circumstances. The transformation does not have to be physical only. It can be an internal, psychological, emotional transformation. You can look the same, talk the same, act the same, wear the same clothes, live in the same house, but you've completely transformed your life and nobody will ever know except you. Now, it's easy to measure the metrics of success based on what the world says, right? It's easy to see somebody who's having money because they have bought certain things that show that they have money. But if you really think about it, if someone has a lot of money and they don't buy things, how would you know that they have money? You probably wouldn't. So think about it this way. If someone is successful and they don't have those general metrics of success showcasing you how successful they are, how would you know that they're successful? Let's put that question aside. I believe that you would know if you're successful, no matter what everybody says. If everybody around you thinks that you're living the best life, you're having a great time, right? That you have the best job on earth, that you're happy. If everybody thinks you're happy, but you're not, it's very easy for you to know. So the reverse isn't true. You looking at someone, you may not easily decide if that person is living a good life or a happy life or not. And people looking at you may not know. So I'm making this video because one of these ideas is you have to decide. At some point, you have to ask yourself, am I living the life that I want? Am I going in the general direction that will lead me to the place that I'm sort of comfortable with, that I have chosen based on my skills, my gifts, and my current awareness? If you want to increase that awareness to find out more of what you can do, that is a path that you could take, right? You may not know what you're capable of until you try to do more than what you thought you were capable of. Bottom line is, if you choose a path, then you are not choosing another path. And I mean here, even in relationships, in life, and in the pursuit of your life's purpose, you can't be successful by accident. Choosing to be a good husband means that you have to look at what makes a bad husband and decide not to do those things intentionally or not. Choosing to be a good husband means you have to transform your view of life by yourself because now you're married to somebody and the way that you operate is different. It means you have to decide what values do you stand for. For me, I stand by the Christian values. I stand by Christ. And so when I look at being a husband, My perspective of a good husband is not on my terms. It's not on what I think a good husband is. It's what Ephesians 6 tells me about love, about our friendship, about what husbands are supposed to do. And the secondary is what my wife tells me, how she's feeling. So if I am operating from that perspective and obeying what I think is true for me as a good husband, but the result, the external metric shows that it's not, I need to adjust. And that's where intentionality comes into play. Because no matter which path you choose to follow, in terms of your health, in terms of your happiness, in terms of your wealth, there will be an external result. What you choose to follow will follow you back, right? Like my pastor likes to say, what you look at looks at you, what you follow follows you, something like that. So if you choose to go a particular path, it doesn't mean that it's going to be smooth. Being intentional does not mean it's going to be easy, but there will be a result, and you will use that result to verify if you are going the path that you're supposed to go. So this is one of the big ideas. There are 10 of them. Maybe you've watched the other videos. If you haven't, I'll put the link somewhere so you can watch them. But the big idea here really is this: the power of intentionality in relationships, in life, in the pursuit of life's purpose. You cannot be successful by accident. You cannot just get up one day and lean into becoming a rich person. You could be lucky, but it's not an accident. Even if you stumble on it, if there's an anecdote that says if they took all the wealth in the world right now and distributed it equally to everybody, after a couple of years, the same wealth is going to go back to a couple of people. So you have to become a millionaire first, like in your mind, before you actually have $1 million in your bank. You have to become a husband before you have a wife. The Bible says, he who finds a wife has found a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord, not he who finds a girlfriend. So before the wife is found, she is already a wife. She may not look like a wife. She may not smell like a wife, but she is a wife. And you have to be intentional about the direction that you're going. If you look at your life and you don't like the way things are now, you can't just plunge on your blanket, turn around, and then just give up. Nothing will change. So the question now for this is, are you intentional? Are you choosing where to go? Are you choosing who to hang out with? Are you choosing where to spend your time? Are you choosing how much to sleep, how to work out, what to eat, what to not eat, where to hang out, who to hang out with? Are you making that decision, or is the world making that decision for you? If you're okay with the way the things are, please go ahead, carry on, do what you're doing. Don't change anything. Forget about this guy on the internet talking about change, intentionality. But if you're not, do something about it. I'll see you in the next one.